It's Friday morning, May 1st, and I've been watching CNN this morning, the announcement of the indictment of the police officers in Baltimore. I'm very upset by what's happening in my country. I don't like the idea that we're kind of living in a mini police state where police officers can intimidate and kill people in the United States, especially if you're black. And it's good to see that finally maybe the tide is turning, that the police cannot operate like that there are consequences, that this poor man, Freddie Gray, there was no reason to arrest him. He didn't do anything. But for some reason, the policemen and women of Baltimore decided that he was a threat. They took him, they mistreated him, they disrespected his human rights, his rights as a U.S. citizen, and he eventually died. Now we're finding that they're going to have to answer for their actions. And that's a good thing. They should have to answer. What does everyone else feel about this? I've been watching for a while now the police in this country. I mean, I've been stopped a number of times. I mean, when I was a young man, I visited LA for the first time, and I was harassed by the police for no reason at all. And then as the years have gone on here, the police have become even more powerful. I mean, if you're a black person in the United States and you get stopped by the police, you better keep your mouth shut. They will arrest you and they will kill you. And we've seen that repeatedly here. And until today's indictment, no one stood up to the police. Now, in the United States, we have a criminal justice system that says that people are people are innocent until proven guilty. So the 6 police officers will get their day in court. My concern is that there are so many loopholes in the legal system that they will not have to be responsible for what they did, and that someone else, these things will keep happening. I don't know what it's going to take to change the tide. Thank goodness for cameras. Yes, absolutely. Everything goes recorded now. It's not so easy to sweep things under the carpet, to hide behind closed doors as it was even as few as 10 years ago. One of the things about these smartphones is that people are recording everything. You know, I've often said that I'm someone who believes that there's probably life on planet Earth. I mean, there's probably life outside of planet Earth, and that I don't know whether we've been visited by aliens, but someday, if it ever happens, somebody's going to pull out a smartphone and record it, and we'll know the truth once and for all. And when we see what happened in Ferguson, what happened in Staten Island with Eric Gardner, what happened in Baltimore, what happened to Walter Scott, the more that these things continue to happen and the more that we record them, the closer we're going to get towards the truth. The United States is a country built on the genocide of 500 Indian nations. And throughout the history of the United States, there's been a lot of racism, there's been a lot of ignorance. And although this is 2015, are things really that much different than they were in 1915? African Americans are still second-class citizens in this country, even though we have a black president. Racism is everywhere. It's kind of been swept under the carpet temporarily, but the truth is it's never left us, and maybe it never will. What is it about the nature of mankind? You know, the truth is we have this technology. We've made great strides in many areas, yet we're still killing each other. When we see that someone's a little bit different, we're fearful. We'll go after them. And we still treat each other the same way we did when we were in the caves. We're suspicious. We're full of hatred. Why? What is it about humankind? What is it about the nature of what's inside of us that makes us suspicious and hateful? We say we're better. We say we're better people, more advanced. The United States is the greatest country in the world. But police officers can stop a black person, and if they perceive for any reason at all that they're being threatened, they'll kill them. It's happened repeatedly. Sadly, I think it's going to continue to happen unless we can really turn the tide. We can really bring this stuff out in the open. I'm sure there are many good police officers, but there are also some bad apples in many cities. How do we change that? I don't know, but it has to change. Otherwise, America will never be a free country.